Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and today we are taking a look at North American rankings for this year's 2023 NHL Draft, which will be held in Nashville, Tennessee. It's going to be an interesting draft, and taking a look at the top 10 prospects in North America, we're going to take a look at the top couple guys in particular and do a little bit of a scouting report, but I'm going to go over the top guys in today's video. So we're going to start off at number 10, and playing in the OHL with the Owen Sound Attack is Colby Barlow. At number 9 in the Western Hockey League is Samuel Honzik in Vancouver with the Vancouver Giants. And number 8 is Matthew Wood, playing at the University of Connecticut. Number 6 is Oliver Moore, who is playing in the U.S.'s National Team Development Program. Braden Yeager, who is playing with the Moose Jaw Warriors in the Western Hockey League, at number 5. And then as we move up into the top 4, we've got Ryan Leonard and Will Smith from the U.S. National Team Development Program. Adam Fantilli from the NCAA's Michigan Wolverines from the University of Michigan. And of course, at number 1, the undisputed king at this year's draft is from the Regina Pats, Connor Bedard. So looking at the top 3 guys in particular, we're taking a look at Ryan Leonard to start things off. Ryan Leonard's name is a very interesting one. He's been playing with UMass, and he's from Amherst, so he's been kind of living a dream in that sense, playing in Boston, playing in his hometown city, and playing at UMass, and has had a decent amount of success this year. He played really well in the World Junior Championships for Team USA late last year in 2022, and this is what one NHL scout had to say about Leonard's game, and this is what they said. He said, "He will be a top 20 pick and top 9 forward in the NHL. A powerful, smooth athlete and a strong skater with speed, and he has one-on-one skills, a heavy shot, and a great release. He's also very physical and hits with impact." And another scout had also mentioned something to the effect of, this is a guy that, he takes one-on-one puck battles personally. And he does not like to lose one-on-one puck battles in the corners, in front of the net. And he is a very fierce competitor at every aspect on the ice. And I think that is something that a lot of teams will be looking for, especially, I look at the perfect blueprint of this type of player, John Leonard for the Flyers. I think a guy like that is a perfect fit for what John Tortorella likes in Philadelphia. And if they are in a spot where they could draft John Leonard, I think they would take him. This is the kind of guy that would fit in perfectly in Philadelphia, and is just that type of player, right? He's an agitator. He's a definitely seems like the guy that John Tortorella would really like, in the sense of being a guy that's tough to play against, right? We always talk about that, but for different reasons. I think physically this guy can tax. He's going to put you in the cold ice bath after games of just how difficult and physical he is to play against. Now, number 2 was another interesting name we've heard a lot about this year, playing at the University of Michigan. We've seen nobody good from the University of Michigan make it to the NHL. They don't. It doesn't happen, right? They're not the powerhouse of the NCAA in terms of NHL prospects, right? Now, obviously, all kidding aside, Adam Fantilli is a really great hockey player, and what's interesting about Adam Fantilli is, he got a lot of experience from those guys last year, like Owen Power and Brendan Brisson and Matty Beniers. He played with all of those guys. So this is a guy in Adam Fantilli that has been working his way up to become that really good, straight-up hockey player. He's got a really big body. He's 6'2", 195 pounds already at 17 years old. He's from Nobleton, Ontario, and he has entered his freshman year of the Wolverines. Wow, so he did not even play with those guys last year, so apologies on my part. He leads the NCAA in points per game with 14 goals and 19 assists while centering the team's top line. So he is is projected to be a top-line center. Not to mention, Fantilli has also won gold medal earlier this month with Canada at the World Junior Championships. And he primarily played wing on a stacked team that featured a lot of really good players, including Connor Bedard. There's a lot of lessons to be learned going there with such a great team, and that was from Adam Fantilli. he played really well in the game against the Czech Republic. He is the 7th ranked Wolverine with 14 goals, 9 assists. What? I don't know what that is. So whatever, I think that's their record. 14-9-1 with the University of Michigan and 6-8 in the Big Ten, which actually isn't that good. They have heavily leaned on Fantilli this season after losing 5 first-round picks and 6 of their top 7 scorers from last year's team. Like we mentioned, a lot of those guys, Owen Power, Brendan Brisson, Matty Beniers, just to name a few. He said that he tells family and friends to avoid sending him any updated draft rankings or mocks. He's also said he has time limits set on all of his social media apps. So this is a very disciplined guy, just in general. He's very meticulous, and he doesn't take things lightly, right? So, and again, discipline is a big thing, especially to make it to the National Hockey League. You need a level of discipline, right? Knowing when and when not to say things. Just the maturity level, and I think that's something that a lot of teams are going to be very much looking at here. And I think his head coach, so really obviously he's been producing a lot of really good talent that's been going to the NHL, like Beniers and Power recently. So it seems like this is a guy that could be a year 1 NHL player, and maybe he ends up going back to Michigan, depending on what the team he goes to looks like and kind of the mentality of that organization at that point. But I think Adam Fantilli, really a lot of excitement around him. But again, let's be honest, there's limited excitement about Adam Fantilli because of Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard is the guy in this year's class, and it's really not even close. Connor Bedard has been talked about I've been making videos about this guy for at least 2 years now, and if you check the channel, you will see those videos. Connor Bedard has been very, very highly touted since he got to the Regina Pats in the Western Hockey League. This is a guy that was granted exceptional status at the junior level and has never really looked back. Kind of on the shorter side, at only 5'9" and 185 pounds. Despite being only 5'9", he is a force to be reckoned with. People talk about his very strong forearms, which is probably a part of his shot being so good. But his release is so great. His creativity with the puck. I mean, there's always highlights every game he goes to. They're selling out the Scotiabank Saddle Dome, not for the Calgary Flames, but when the Calgary Hitmen host Regina Pats star Connor Bedard. It's really incredible what this guy has done. So from what we heard from a couple of different sources out there on Connor Bedard's player profile, this is interesting. So Tony Ferrari from the Hockey News, he said he has incredible pace and skill, overwhelming opponents, his otherworldly ability to score. He's a bit undersized, but Bedard is an absolute force, scoring from all over the ice. And that is from the Hockey News. Sam Constantino from Sportsnet. During his World Juniors, he was really solid for the team during that time. And this is a guy that continues to score goals, even coming back from the World Junior Championship. So we also saw here from Corey Proman from The Athletic. He said a tremendous individual skill and creativity, while an elite passer and goal scorer who can make highlight reel plays. The ability to score goals is really something that a lot of people are mentioning. Just his pure goal scoring ability. Some of the shots that he gets, it doesn't seem like it's going to be all that great of an opportunity, but he makes the most of that opportunity. And what seems like a really not a high danger scoring opportunity, all of a sudden it's in the back of the net. And that's kind of what this guy is all about. He is able to create space for himself, his ability to shoot, his ability to pass. And like I said, his stick handling is incredible. He has all the intangibles that you're looking for. And like I said, really the only weakness that I'm seeing from anybody here is the fact he's 5'9". And we've seen plenty of undersized guys make it in the NHL and play very well. And, I think that's a testament, because what you're looking at with a lot of these quote-unquote shorter guys, if they get to this level, it's because they are that good, right? That is considered a disadvantage, and if you're able to make it to the NHL despite that, that's really where the good players become the elite players. And I think that's what you're looking at here with a guy like Bedard. I mean, you rattle off a couple of names of smaller, younger guys in the NHL that are undersized and become great NHL players. they're all over the place. I always looked at a guy, I didn't like him necessarily when he was with the Rangers, but I always looked at Matt Zuccarello as a guy like that, a very undersized guy. I think he's like 5'7", 5'8", undrafted, and became a really good hockey player and is still carving out a career for himself in Minnesota. And, that's kind of what you're looking at with some of these smaller guys. Same thing for Johnny Gaudreau in Columbus this season. He's been a guy that was always undersized and found a way to carve out a career. And I think that's something that we're starting to see as the game becomes more about the speed and the finesse and the goal scoring side of things and less about the hitting and the physicality side. It allows players like this to make it to the NHL. So with that said, what do you guys think? The comment section down below. I think it's pretty safe to say, Connor Bedard is the first overall pick, but who do you guys think is going to end up selecting Connor Bedard? Do you think it's the Coyotes? Do you think it'll be the Flyers, the Blackhawks? Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again next time.